The thing with a business plan is it's a living, breathing document. So it's a document that you can use for funding, for the bank, to show different people what you're trying to achieve. But most of all, and most importantly, the business plan is something for you to use as a target, as a living, breathing document. So the business plan that you have today will be very different to the business plan that you'll need in 6 months, in 9 months, and in 12 months. But if you're really savvy in the way that you create your business plan, you can add things to it, you can change it, and you can take things away. So what should your business plan include? None of what we're about to tell you is prescriptive. You can take some of this out, or you can add more of it in. However, what I would say to you is the one thing that you can't change is the goals that you're trying to achieve. Because what we've learned with working with lots of new businesses is that you are much more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. So let's start with some basic info. What should you include in your business plan? Well, tell us about yourself. Tell us how you've got to this place. Remember, your business plan should be readable. So if you're going to give it to a funder, they don't know anything about you. If you're going to give it to a bank, if you're going to give it to growth funding, they don't know anything about you. So take some time to introduce yourself. Tell us the good points. Tell us the experience that you've had. Tell us about why you've got to this place. Really take some time to talk about your past experience. Then think about who is the market that you're trying to reach with your business. Who are the customers? What are the products and the services that you're trying to create? Describe that market in some detail. In another one of these videos, we're going to go further and really talk about market research. But off the top of your head, if I asked you the question, who is your market? Please, please, please don't say everybody, because everybody will not be your market. Think specifically about who your customer base will be. For example, in our business, not everybody will start a business. So not everybody is my customer, but somebody like you that's interested in starting a business is potentially our customer. So I'm talking directly to you and you're interested, hopefully, in what we're trying to say. That's a potential marketplace. But somebody who wants to be employed in a role is not somebody who's going to be interested in our marketplace. So I think specifically about the marketplace that you're trying to create. Really think about how you solve your customers' problems, because that's the key to any business. We're solving a customer's problems. What are the problems that you've identified, and how are you going to solve them with your product or your service? When you can identify what those problems are, you've also found your market again. And then finally, tell us why your product is different. Why is your product or your service different to anything else on the market? So we know, for example, that there are hundreds of thousands of cafes right across the UK. But each of those cafes are slightly different and looking after a different market. So, for example, a cafe in Cornwall that is serving a really large tourist population will be offering a very different service to a local cafe in Middlesbrough that's offering breakfasts and early lunches. It's a very different service. And when you're thinking about creating the marketing for your business, when you're thinking about the branding, when you're thinking about what it looks like, you really need to demonstrate within your business plan what it is that you're trying to achieve. So remember, the key takeaways from this are your business plan should be engaging. Talk to people as if you're talking to them. So write it as if you're talking to them. It will be easier for you to read it. It will be easier for you to refer to it. And it will also be much more interesting. Secondly, describe the market that you're trying to service. Who is the market? Who are the customers? How do you solve your customers' problems with your product or your service? Or maybe it's a combination of all of those things. And finally, why is your product or service different from anything else in the marketplace? And I would say that's just the basic information. That is the one-page synopsis. If we don't read the rest of your business plan, we will be able to know exactly who you are, what your business does, and who your customers are just by reading that one page. It's vitally important because remember, if you are going for funding, if you are going for grants, if you're going for loans, if you're talking to somebody from the bank, that might be the only page that they read. So they should be able to get a good feeling that, and actually, interested in what you're trying to achieve. That's our basic info, and take some time to develop that and let us know about it. These videos are funded through Tees Valley Business Startup and the European Regional Development Fund.